Gemini. Gemini. Just bear with me. You know, everything that happens is a sign. It's a message from the universe to you, isn't it? Weird stuff has been going on all over the world. You guys are starting to see things that were always there. And I thought this was going to be for Gemini, but it might end up being a collective reading. And I guess I need to tell you you should really, when listening to the videos that I make on this channel, I urge you, really listen to them. Don't assume I'm coming to you at a surface level or that I'm just reading cards. There's a lot that I do, and it goes beyond channeling energy. There's a lot that I see, and there is a lot of intent behind the words I use. I do not speak to you as simply a vessel or a human or a goddess or a god. There isn't just one layer to what I'm saying. If you go back and look at any video on the channel and hear it with different ears, there's a lot you're going to hear that was there all along. Something strange happened a few days ago. What seems like a few days ago. It seems like time went backwards, but it was the same day, which was supposed to be forward. But that day wasn't experienced, but it was. And then it feels like it was rewritten, doesn't it? And then you re-experience that day, which mostly felt like a deja vu the entire time. But it wasn't the same day. It was slightly different, wasn't it? It was like someone rewrote something. The course of something changed. I guess this is not going to be just for Gemini. I guess this is going to be a collective reading. The Bodacious Bodak. the troublesome, meddlesome patriarchal energy. 59273538. 9811. What I'm going to say to you now is going to apply at a global level as well as a collective, person to person level. So hear what you need to hear, and then come back to it and hear it again with whatever ears you need to hear it then. The masculine force that was sabotaging and causing discord planetarily, something along the lines of, I think it's called, the name eludes me. It's something to do with discord, but it's not the word discord. Wow. It's something that didn't want to be noticed, something that did not want to be seen, something that instigated and sabotaged and wrote something differently. It went ahead, wrote something different, changed something, and it's looking back to see if it was seen or caught. Fourteen, 1 plus 4 is 5. A lesson of change that had an inadvertent alchemical different result than the intended. It's like a form of sabotage that ends up helping the person they were sabotaging instead of sabotaging them. The energy of the fawn being here, adding up to the number 8, with Nellis the alchemist, the number 9 before it, is telling me and telling you that what was intended to be the negative has been transmuted into the positive by the grace of the energy of the unexpected ally in unexpected places. Something you didn't expect to be your ally that held you up in the dark. If this was in a storybook, it's kind of where the bad guy, like the orcs, do something inadvertently, which helps the hobbits escape. There are allies by your side, balancing out what is being done in the dark, so that inadvertently that energy is being channeled to illuminate those doing it in the dark and those that it's being done to. And what you see as a fawn is actually a being far greater. The head, flaming wings, the chest, the legs, the hands, or the cloak over the hands. And then a larger being, even than that, behind it, that looks similar to a dragon. Do you see? Now, if you look at this as an entire galaxy, a solar system, what do you see? There's great light, but it's almost like, due to the force of cosmic winds, this great light is being channeled from multiple different sources onto this place. And then this place lights up and lights up all those that are so far away. But something was trying to constrict this light. And in doing so, they focused it like a laser. The guardian at the gate and the maiden. A 3 and a 4. Or a 3 and a 5. There is a new, I want to almost say species, or a new human. But it's something new. And it's in reverence with the natural world. It's almost like you're being asked to look at the gateway you wish to travel through, your future path. You've already closed out the chapters of the past and the lessons. Now, if you want to go into this future and experience the new versions of yourself that have been rewritten and are yet to be written, if you want to go that way, do you see? Look. In order to get through that gate, something has to change. You. Who you are and who you're becoming are not the same person. This is for the entire collective. Things are going to change so drastically for you that your entire sense of self is going to seem different. Are you ready for that? Lily, please stop. Stop. That's not even food. Oh my God. Why you want to lick pillows is beyond me. I apologize if you can hear that on camera. I don't know what the hell she's doing with her face. But I'm glad you can see it this time, instead of just hearing it. The bright mother. The maiden and the bright mother. There's so much prosperity that lies ahead. But in order to get there, you're being asked so gently to transform yourself in such a way and to transform the way you see as a species so deeply that you see yourselves as children that are just learning, that barely know how to stand on their own 2 feet, regardless of how much you've accomplished, that you're barely a child You're barely the appropriate growth for your species to even be wearing proper pants. There's so much you've done incorrectly as a species that's being shown to you. And if you look at it with wisdom and a lesson, and you allow it to transform, then the mystery becomes revealed to you of what exactly is going on in your specific life and how you're being asked to change and transform yourself in order to move into this new expression of self, to where this previous version of you becomes a past version of you, like shades on a rainbow. It's still you, but it's like I don't know if you've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's kind of like another version of that avatar. Something is changing planetarily, globally, like the entire collective seems to be held planetarily by something, by so many somethings. And the message I'm being asked to share with you is that to look at yourselves like children being protected by an ally. Look at this. She of the Cruach, the Divine Mother. The Divine Mother, the Bright Mother, Iris of the Rainbow, revealing all the truth. And then, boom. Now what? And the following card after that is the Lady of the Harvest. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Are you listening to what I'm saying? Please listen. Please look. What you were is about to go through something that's going to change how you feel about yourself. Please look at it and experience it as if you're being protected, as if you're being held and loved and scooped up, that you're safe. You're going to need courage. You have to work on that. But you can do it because there are more forces at work that are outside of what you can see over here that are helping you with pure light. And light is information. They are manifesting a higher outcome, and your only mission is to be more courageous, compassionate, and kind. Okay? the fairies of the future. Arval the parrot. Are you listening? Are you listening? They were trying to do something. Make it work for you. Because a lot of beings are working to send you a message. Are you listening? Are you listening? Please be kind. Please be kind. Be kind. There are things happening. So number 11, symbol of fire. And it's a balance of feminine and masculine. The king of the earth. Number 14, which is number 5. Nine. The Queen of Air wanted to come out, but we'll see what else comes out. There will be a sense of a fire in the sky, a great burning dragon, a stag of the Earth King, a crown that was stolen, and the truth being seen, not just heard, but being seen and felt on every level. And then it comes down into the body and the mind. Because something that was done by the King of the Earth is being shown upon by a force of masculine and feminine, a phoenix dragon type of creature, the all-seeing eye, the wheel of time, all the planets in alignment, and a jewel that doesn't belong on the king's head. Why is it red? Because it doesn't belong there. It belongs somewhere here. Not there. And when that's seen, it breaks the shackles. The shackles point the way towards the truth, right? And then it's seen everywhere. The pattern, the trap, the cage, the lies, the deceit, all the things that were going on, the different faces. There's twins. Clarity. This is something like a nervous system. I think wrestling around said something about the nervous system being Chiron. And that could be Pluto, maybe. I'm not really good with where the planets are yet or anything like that, so you guys can research that. There's some significance between Chiron and Pluto. Something being revealed. Some network. Something that was limiting the mind in the physical body that was being done in the energetic spheres. And that has been undone, so the truth will come slowly being integrated into the physical form, and it'll show. That the body mind is masculine, feminine, among many other things. That there is no duality. And the only reason there was duality is due to a crown being there that shouldn't have been there. And once that's removed, the wizard is seen, right? From behind the curtain. And then you have the real New Age. Can we talk about the sunlight? Look at this. It's so bright. It's so bright in here. I can't even explain how bright it is. The self, what am I telling you? Peace. Truth. Can you handle the consequences, the emotional self devastation that would occur if you saw another species in front of you? How could your psyche handle it? The body, the mind, the self, the nine of air. So much confusion, so much conflict, so much self-bravado, like fake kind of confidence. People look at pictures where there's twirling dragons around them, or they watch these scary documentaries, or they have these conversations about doing terrible things, and then like, oh, I could totally, or blah blah blah, or they have these conversations that they could do nice things. If it came down to it, would you be able to have a giant twirling black dragon swirling around you while you were on fire from your chest and your hands, and there were birds flying around you and roses blooming everywhere? Could you actually sit there and meditate? Can you even say you know what this feels like? What if suddenly you felt it globally, every single living being? Suddenly, a complete moment of transcendental epiphany. It would probably break the world, wouldn't it? The Nine of Fire. There's that rose again. There is someone out there for everybody. The only reason they can't find you is because you're not shining the proper light. You're shining a light way below that when you're supposed to be shining that light and higher. And notice this. Both redheads. One's growing roses in the palms of his hands. The other is meditating and growing roses all around her and bringing the balance of masculine and feminine. One can do something differently. The other can do the same thing differently. Neither is less than the other. Why does there even have to be a sense that there's two? It's just the same person. She grew a little facial hair. Do you see how your perception has allowed you to be confined in your life? Can you handle another 50 years, 10 years, 5 years, 10 days, 5 minutes of being the same person that thinks the world is stagnant in the same way? Or are you allowed these roses to bloom? And will you allow your own darkness to teach you what it needs to? Or you can limit yourself and do one thing at a time. You know what I mean. The Six of Fire. Well, look at that. Doesn't this give you Hierophant and Gemini vibes? But look at those swords. The sword of light, growing flowers. The sword of darkness. What's it doing? What is it doing? Can you even tell? How many more generations are you going to allow people who hide behind masks to dictate what occurs when you can't even see what they're doing or who they are? How many more decades in your own life are you going to waste crossing swords, words, hands, and bodies with people, places, and things that obviously lie to you? How many more? It's time to take the mask off. You see it, don't you? The false king, dethroned, because the goddess returns and says, "That's mine. What you took belongs to me, and it will come back to me." And all I have to do is be me, and it will return like a magnet. There's that egg. He was wrestling around and was talking about that too. I think Remy was too. I don't know if you guys know these channels or not, but I'm assuming you do. I mean, it seems everybody knows each other. I seem to be the new kid on the block, so secretly hidden, in YouTube for like 4 years. Do you see it? I find it really astonishing that these 3 cards bridge together 3 different card readers. Wrestling around, Remy and Carissa. I wouldn't even know how to explain this to them. But the message is the same. The jewel that was taken from the divine feminine and masculine, and placed on the false king. The truth is being shown along something that has to do with Chiron and Neptune and Pluto. That truth is going to be integrated within the human body and the human mind, regardless of what anybody tries to do, and everybody will know it. They will just know it. That ability within themselves to create will be restored. And from then on, everything that was done in the dark will be done in the light, and everyone will know. Because masks will come off, and the crown will be placed back upon the queen's head, the true queen, the true earth. Not one you run to because you screwed one up, but taking responsibility for the one you ruined so you can fix it. There's great information that's going to appear regarding the moon soon. Keep your eyes open. Balance your chakras. Take a deep cleansing bath. Be kind to people. Create something beautiful. Share a talent and a gift. Be kind to yourself. Learn something new. Two of Swords and the Judgment card. 5 of Pentacles. Page of Wands. Queen of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. No, I will not take that card. No. No. Dang it. Wow. Okay. 2 of Swords and the Judgment card. I guess I am taking the card. I'm not apologizing to you. You created me. I'm a brat if I am a brat. 2 of Swords and the Judgment card. There is no confusion. There is no way anyone's going to be confused anymore. Even what was perceived to be as poverty is going to be seen as a blessing. There will be so much gratitude in the world that it will flood like a gift water, a flow of water, blessing the seeds that have already been planted that no one knew about. And even if that victory seems like it didn't happen, it did. Something glorious is going to occur. Clarity is being shown. Those things that were keeping you chained and confused will be shown for exactly the type of things that keep people chained and confused. And just knowing that you're going to liberate yourself. It's like recognizing that you've been kissing a steel spike for like 10 years and you think it's a person. And you're like, oh my God, thank you for showing me that's a steel spike and not a person. Like, no problem. I thought you knew. Sorry it took me so long to tell you. That's what this feels like. And it's like Five of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. It's like someone's feeling miserable about having less money, but you don't seem to realize how you're absolutely free of mortgages, of car payments, of college funds, of medical fees, of student loans, and all that bullshit. And you think you're poor? No, you've just been wasting your money on something that's been hurting you. There's a sense of clarity appearing at the moment where you think it can't get any worse than this. And then suddenly you're like, oh my God, this is the gift. It's not that I can't get any worse than this. It's that this is the gift and your perception of the gift has been incorrect. Look at this. This is the gift and your perception of it has been incorrect. You thought you were all woo-woo on your own, and lo and behold, you're the one leading the pack. You thought you were all on your own. Lo and behold, you're the one watering the seeds everyone else planted, and no one realizes it. You're the queen sitting in that water that they're using to water those seeds. It's your water. And you're like, oh no, I'm not, this, I'm not that, I'm humble me, humble this, blah, blah. But you're like being called by God to look up. There's an empire waiting for you. The King of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. The Lovers. There is an empire waiting for you. There is an empire waiting for you. All that's being asked of you is to look at things differently. The King of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the Hangman. All you're being asked to do is to look at things differently. You're looking at them too materialistically. You've been looking at the entire world too physically. It's time to acknowledge the world in itself, with Sagittarius being depicted right here. There is something for you to fucking recognize. The world is not physical. Energy creates the world. What you are doing is manifesting dark matter into light, into information, into something tangible. Your true power lies in etheric realms that you have no power over in this realm. What you think is power in this realm is a pittance compared to what you think you even know of power. It's nothing. Nothing. And people are starting to realize this on levels that is shaking the foundations of the physical world. There is a rumbling occurring. And in order to flow with this movement gracefully, you must be connected with the earth. You must be connected with your masculine and feminine side. You must forgive and be kind to yourself and to others. Violence is no longer the answer. It is a sign of an unintelligent mind. Insults are no longer acceptable. It is a sign of an unintelligent mind. Sarcasm and jokes are one thing, but blatantly feeling discord for someone else is a sign of an unhealed soul. You are not allowed anymore to be less than you are towards your fellow man or other. Do you comprehend this? Some of you don't recognize who sits before you to speak, and that's okay. You don't have to. But hear what's being said, feel what's being said, and listen to what isn't being said. And sense what isn't being sensed by your physical senses. You're better than this. It's time to do things differently. You've mastered the realm of the earth, right? King of the earth. Can you master the realm of the goddess now? Because the moment you try, what happens? You fall in love with her. You become her. She becomes you. And together you create something new. You rewrite the stars. How dare you shy away from that? How dare you keep yourself small and wander the earth like this, thinking you own kingdoms and lands and draw borders and boundaries. You train animals. You consume others. And you think you are royalty. Empires. You're just dust. True light. Doesn't destroy. Even that destruction, it's a form of creation. No violence is wasted. It's used to create and to demolish buildings. Oh, it's the light. It's the devil card. It's time to accept that aspect of you. It's time to stop making a sabotaged scapegoat to suffer for your sins. You know what you've done. Claim it. And if you don't like it, stop doing it. You don't need to create a devil to blame, do you? Because eventually that devil's going to become conscious and it's going to find who you are, isn't it? And then it's going to haunt you for the rest of eternity. And then what's the point of that? 2 wasted consciousnesses? Like, have we not learned enough from movies? 3 kings. King of Wands, the King of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. The Tower. This is undeniable, inevitable, and nothing can change it. But the way you experience it is up to you. Things are going to change drastically. And you can either dance with it or run from it. But don't you dare be afraid of it. None of these cards are afraid. 3 kings moving forward towards union with their other selves. Divine intervention occurring, changing the perception of everyone's sight and self, causing a moment of trepidation and self-boundary setting, reevaluation, a moment of pause. The Knight of Swords. before making an irrational decision. There's a moment of pause. The King of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the King of Wands, water, earth, and fire, attempting to move forward towards union with the lovers, towards a choice, and being stopped by divine intervention so they can see something differently and move forward again. Where is the King of Air? He's probably the one moving over here, or the one she's embracing. Because the divine feminine energy doesn't care about material wealth, doesn't care about your emotional intelligence, doesn't care about your big stick or your creativity or what you're copying or mimicking or pretending to be or any of it. She sees right through you. She cares about you, your consciousness, the mind, the air, the essence of you, the truth of you, the authentic you. That's the only way to move forward in there. The Knight of Pentacles kind of gets close. Why? Because it's still earthly, still part of the natural world. It learns, it grows, it teaches. There's still room to kind of sculpt the Knight of Pentacles. But a King of Wands, a King of Pentacles, a King of Cups, they're set in their ways. Manipulative, power hungry, a control freak, a narcissist, egotistical, a provider, a good father, a good husband, a good lover. But none of them a true sense of God in form. Pure consciousness walking, aware of itself and its body and other. And if you think about it, the King of Swords is the last one to raise that sword for violence. The last one. First one would be the King of Wands. The second one would be the King of Cups, who loses emotional balance. The third one would be the King of Pentacles, who would eventually become so stubbornly pent up that they would lash out like a bull in a china shop. But the King of Air, peace and truth would be their constant method of attack. It's time to change the way you look at things and who you are. If you don't, the world will, and if the world does it, you're going to feel like it's a tower moment. If you do it, you can design yourself properly. Sculpt yourself and your path. The world's at the bottom of the deck as I'm shuffling to put this deck away. Visualize yourself in a circle of light. Okay? There's a lot of light here. I'm going to go because you can barely see anything on the screen anymore. Wow. Wow. Do you see that? Oh my goodness. May this message reach every ear and every eye that needs to hear it and see it.